Egypt is, of course, no stranger to grand monuments that leave a lasting impression. A trend that began over 2,000 years before Christ now seems to be continuing into 2024. The country recently announced that it will be finishing construction on a new building that it hopes will soon join the ranks of the pyramids and ancient temples as one of the most identifiable structures in Egypt and the world. Aptly named the iconic tower, this nearly 1,300-foot megaproject was conceived in 2018, and just a few short years later is due to open to the public in 2024. When it does, it will rise from the middle of the desert as Africa's tallest building. But where exactly is the iconic tower located, and what will it be used for? Here's everything you need to know. The iconic tower is just one of many megastructures that Egypt is constructing in its new administrative capital, a city the size of Singapore and one that's being built from scratch in the middle of the desert. The skyscraper is located in the heart of the NAC, towering over other construction projects, including a massive defensive headquarters and a presidential palace. Official work on the tower began in February 2019, with the Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli in attendance. The China State Construction Engineering firm, which was contracted for the project, deployed 5,000 laborers and 1,600 engineers to create the structure. As you'd imagine, building such a massive skyscraper was no easy task, even with this immense manpower. The soft desert soil it's built on didn't make matters any easier. Fortunately, constructing tall buildings is not new practice for the Chinese firm. As one of the largest engineering contractors in the world, the firm was also behind the construction of Europe's second tallest building, the Federation Tower in Moscow, which stands at an impressive 1,480 feet tall. One of the first stages of construction on the iconic tower involved engineers having to find ways to stop the tower from sinking into the ground. To fix this problem, a raft foundation was constructed. This meant that a staggering 19 square kilometers of ground needed to be covered with concrete. Incredibly, this entire foundation slab was created in only 38 hours, half the time initially estimated. This feat was made possible by a special pumping system specifically designed for the project, capable of pouring 785 cubic meters of concrete every hour. As soon as this initial hurdle was crossed, the iconic tower rose with incredible speed. In 808 days, the concrete core of the tower was completed, and the rest of the tower's steel framework, which weighs an impressive 4,600 tons, rose at a rate of 3 floors per day until all 78 stories were constructed. By August 24, 2021, all structural concrete work for the tower was completed, officially making it the tallest building on the continent. Over the next few years, contractors would shift their focus on completing its glass exteriors. Despite its largely futuristic look for the tower's exteriors, the project's designers, Dar al-Handasa Shire and Partners, said they wanted to find a link to Egypt's rich history. As a result, the iconic tower was built to resemble a pharaonic obelisk, a four-sided monument that dates back to ancient Egypt and honored the sun god Ra. Parts of the facade are also said to be inspired by a lotus flower, another icon of the pharaonic era that was included to symbolize environmental preservation. Once ready, the building's facade is expected to be fitted with LED lights to put on grand light shows, while the building's air vents are designed to rotate according to the sun's direction. This is done, of course, to control temperatures inside the building. The exact cost of the iconic tower hasn't been disclosed, but estimates suggest that the 81-hectare central business district it lies in will cost approximately $3.8 billion. The entire project will be overseen by the China State Construction Engineering firm. The building's interiors, meanwhile, are likely to be just as impressive as its exterior. The first 40 stories of the iconic tower have been earmarked as office spaces for some of the world's leading companies. These stories will also house the new headquarters of the Central Bank of Egypt, the country's stock exchange, and the central press. Some of the remaining 38 stories will be converted into high-end apartments, while the top few floors will be home to a luxurious 5-star hotel. The 74th story will be made into an observation deck, offering guests breathtaking views of the new administrative capital and the desert below. While more specific details about the interiors are still to be revealed, reports have suggested that the building will have high-speed elevators, spas, swimming pools, cafes, restaurants, a theater, and a helipad. The iconic tower is just one of the many under-construction projects in the NAC. In the coming years, several other skyscrapers are expected to rise across the capital, including the Capitol Diamond Tower, a twisted building that will reach up to 787 feet when finished, and the Nile Business City Building, which will stand at 764 feet. The iconic tower is also expected to overlook the Green River, a park that covers an area of 6 miles and moves through the NAC, as the name suggests, like a river would. The Green River is also expected to be one of the largest parks in the world. So it's safe to say that it isn't just the height of the iconic tower that has been grabbing the attention of construction experts worldwide, but also the frequency of projects being announced in Egypt over the last few years. For now, we can't confirm whether the iconic tower will ever live up to its name and reach global levels of fame. All we can say for sure is that it's a sign of what's to come.